What is going on, YouTube? Dr. Wade here, and this is going to be a continuation of the last video I made, which was talking about the best infantry gear and all the things you need to do to make outfit your infantry with the best possible stats and equipment. This is a continuation, like I said, about cavalry specifically. And I thoroughly enjoyed the first video, so I'm gonna do because infantry is my basically the I'm an infantry guy, so I wanted to do that one first. But I think that it'll be valuable to go through all the troop types. So this will be cavalry. I'll probably put in the description the link to the other videos as I'll make the archer one available, and then I can put in the infantry one now. So let's get straight up into it. All right. So I don't want to sound like a broken record, but to make a long story short, the philosophy when you're crafting gear is that you want to try to get as much health as possible, followed by defense, followed by attack, because there's a lot of different ways you can get attack, but less ways you can get defense and less ways that you can get health, especially health. And then you want to go for as many stats as possible. Sometimes you want those decisions to be the most stat gain for the amount of materials you're producing, and sometimes you don't care so much about the material cost. It's just a good item, and you end up crafting it. So that's the general philosophy surrounding making equipment. So now we can get into the calf gear specifically. I'm gonna go through each slide, and I'll start by just giving you some good value-oriented items in each slot. So, okay, this might not be the best thing you can craft, but biggest bang for your buck. These are some value-oriented picks. Okay, so let's start with. I'm just gonna say now, I was thoroughly impressed with the cav equipment. Like, I was like, Jesus, the cavalry really have some crazy good items. And the first one is the Vanguard's halberd. It gives you literally the stats that you want. It's green, so it's extremely cheap. And 9% of stats, and I think if you special talented, that would become 12. 12% of stats that's a lot. You know that, and especially for it to be health and defense makes it even better. On top of it being a set, great piece. Now, fortunately, you can upgrade from this, and an even better piece once you special talented will be the Heart of the Saint, which starts off as 13, but it'll end up being 17%. But honestly, if you just want to keep this for a while, I don't think that's bad. I think this holds up for most of the game until you can special talent this, the Heart of the Saint, and even then, the Heart of the Saint definitely holds up to the late game for sure. Okay, so that's that. So the weapon slot has some really good pieces in it. Now, there's not too many good pieces for the helmet, but the piece that is very value oriented is very good. 6% defense from the Warhelm. You'll end up getting 8% if you special talented. Of course you will. You'll get tons of dispatter. And like the other option would be the 8% Abyssal Visage. So it's not one of those things you want to really swap to. You don't really want the attack, especially most of the cavalry already have attack built onto the commanders themselves. So like I'm not a big fan of Abyssal Visage. I've never crafted one ever. I think the Warhelm does just fine. I think it holds up. And there are obviously better options, but for value, the Warhelm is definitely the best in slot. I think the Epic sucks. Okay, now going to the chest, I wanted to talk about the Melanese plate, which is good too. The windswept is fine as well, but I think ultimately what you want to be going to is the Dark Lord's Blessing because of the 8% cav defense. It's a very good piece. That's what I'm saying. Like, most of these pieces are insane to me, like value wise. I think it's really easy to get an okay cav set going. And Dark Lords is how I would do it, but like any one of these first options is like totally fine if that's where you're going to start. But that Dark Lords is definitely a very strong piece. And there's even better pieces for the chest that make a ton of sense to upgrade from, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, definitely the Dark Lords. Okay, now for the gloves, there aren't too many pieces. Like the windswept is okay, but nah. Really, where it's at is that sufferance. You'll get 3% health, 3% attack. Some attack is fine. It doesn't gotta be. You don't gotta try to avoid attack with like the plague. And then if you special talented, you'll get an additional percent. You'll get an additional percent of the attack and the health. So 8% of stats is very reasonable. And this is one of those pieces that if you want to stop here, you most definitely can. You most definitely can. Okay. I don't. There's no other pieces for the Cavalry. It's like every slot like just has that one good piece. This is it. Okay. Besides for we'll get to that. Besides for the boots, but so now for the pans, just like they got the Karak's humility, they have the Cavalry have the Gladiator. 8% health. You know, I think that's 10.5. When you special talented. Yeah, 10.5 when you special talented. Very good. Very good. There, the other options, you mean, again, you could start definitely with the Vanguard Greaves because you want the set bonus. It's a very cheap option. And it gives you the set bonus, but obviously you would want to upgrade to the Gladiator at some point. And once you do, that's when I would start thinking like, okay, can I get the Heart of the Saint to go with it with the special talent, you know, around that time. Okay, now, unfortunately, the downside of the Cavalry is really the boots. And the only thing I can really recommend at the beginning is the windswept boots. And I mean, 2.5% health is good, and special talents to get a little bit more. I've never actually special talented for. I forget how much it gives you. It's probably 4%. It probably gives you like 1%, so like 3.5%. You'll probably get. And the reason why like the epic is just like, no, I don't want that. I'm not about to spend, you know, when I just had health and a little bit of march speed, I'm not about to spend the, you know, the purple, you know, materials to try to get this attack, you know. So with that being said, you know, if you wanted a value oriented set, the first thing that you would replace naturally would be the boots. And then like the set bonus on, you would get the Boots of the Hellish Wasteland, and the set bonus is actually quite good because you get 3% more health. And then like all of the other pieces are actually like really good. You know, you really, in a way, really don't want to replace any of the other pieces because they're so good. But if you like had to replace a piece, it would probably be the Dark Lords. I'm not saying that the Dark Lord's blessing is necessarily bad. It's just that the if you want the set bonus, that the Hellish Armor is just really good because you'll get 11% health. And I think that combined with the set bonus, that's just like insanely strong, right? Those two pieces together. So if you were making a value-oriented set where you just, you know, try to get the best of the legendary pieces, just making 2 legendary pieces, you would do Heart of the Saint. You would have the Warhound, which just still holds up fine. You would do the Hellish Armor, the set armor for the calves. You would do Iset Sufferance. You would do the Gladiator. And then you would do the Hellish set boots. Boom. That's a great value-oriented set. I kind of have that, kind of, but I just don't have I didn't craft the Hellish chest check. Boom. Okay, now let's say you wanted to like go all the way. You know, there's 2 things I've seen done on Cavalry. One is where you just do 2 set pieces, and then other one you do 4 set pieces. So I'll explain. So I'll go through if you're gonna basically it's either you use KVK equipment or you don't. So one set is where you'll get the Sacred Dominion, then you'll do Pride of the Khan. So you'll have those two set pieces, and then you'll do definitely you'll do the Hellish Chest. You'll do Navarre's Control because you don't need the set gloves. You just do Navarre's Control because you're only doing two pieces. Then you'll do Ash of the Dawn, which is even better than the Glide. Like all the Cav pieces are just so insane to me. Even especially the cheaper ones. Then you do Ash of the Dawn, and then you would get Hellish Boots so you can have the 2-set bonus, right? But also, instead of doing the KVK pieces, you can just instead opt to get the Rifle of the Hellish Wasteland, and you can get, where is it? The Warhammer of the Hellish Wasteland, right? And I think if you get the special talents on all of that, like that's better, I think, than just going for the KVK stuff. Don't quote me. I know there's some math around that with the set special talent and stuff that might actually be better. But those are definitely your options. Either way, I'm actually quite impressed with either one. Like getting the additional set pieces or the KVK. Both of them are very good. And if I had to put like an order on it, right, because the order kind of matters, you would definitely want to craft the boots first, and then you would do the chest piece. Like you've already done that because you're trying to get the best of the pieces. And then after that, I guess if it was me, you could probably, this is a toss up, like getting Ash of the Dawn or doing Pride of the Khan, I think is, or this piece, the helmet, the legendary helmet, whichever one you do is probably the neck. And you can go either way with that. Like there's a thought process with doing either or, and then I would finish it off by doing the Navarre's Control, and then doing the weapon last, because the Heart of the Saint is just so good. I don't think it. And if you didn't want to have the attack, you could keep Heart of the Saint too if you wanted to. But this is an all legendary set, so that's what I would do, and I kind of made it like a small error because for me, I chose to do get a Navarre's Control instead of doing the Dark Lords. And honestly, all I really did is that I got lucky and I got the special talent, so that kind of made it better. But if I didn't, honestly, just getting the set piece here would have definitely been better. And that's what I would have done, and that's the mistake. I just wanted to show, like, even a good players to know what they're doing, because I wasn't as familiar with the Cav gear. It didn't really like deep dive into it like presented to the video. But definitely, like, even Navarre's Control isn't bad. Like it's fine. All of these pieces are good, and it's not too bad because I do plan on having two cavalry marches. So like the Isset Suffers will still be used for a second march. So that's Cav gear. I hope you enjoy. You're a wonderful person. Keep crafting that gear. I hope you get a special talent. See you in the next video.